So I felt the urge to go a little bit deeper into what was shared the other day. As a few people, not too many luckily, but a few people have sort of misunderstood what I'm saying to be some kind of apathy, or almost like a spiritual bypass of the responsibility of being alive, which is absolutely not what I'm suggesting. So I just wanted to go deeper into what can be done. What can we do as an actual, as a human being living on this earth that doesn't write the policies that control the status quo, that isn't high ranking in a political office or a army state to have any impact on the wars that are taking place. And why is it really important, actually, that we do these other things that do have a phenomenal impact? So I just wanted to start by talking about, by sharing my experience of the heart. So the heart, okay, some people think it's a pump. Some people actually think it's not even a pump, but it's actually a stop valve. But that aside, go and look at Tom Cohen's video for that. Cohen, I'm not sure. Yeah, interesting. But the heart is a projector. And yes, this is my opinion. You can explore it for yourself. If what I've just said is utter rubbish, forget it, move on. But if for some of you it's tweaked your ears, or you already know it to be true, the heart is a projector. It's what manifests or impacts, actually, I won't use the word manifest, it's what impacts the world around us. And remember, okay, there's all this, I'm creating my reality and blah, blah, blah. Again, it's a half truth. Yes, we do have a huge impact on our reality. And you also get, this is the paradox again, inside, outside. We've got 8 billion people here. Every one of them has a heart that is a projector. But a huge amount of people alive today have no idea. So they're wandering around the world being utterly buffeted by the outside world because they haven't found source, they haven't found connection to the greatest power that exists within existence that abides right here. And it animates your body. It's what makes everything grow. It's everywhere, all around us. It's closer than our own breath. And yet it's the one thing that we've managed to miss because it's essentially invisible. But your heart is a projector. And your responsibility as a human being is recognizing that living in this free will construct, there's no, God isn't going to come and say, you can't do this, you can't do that. Oh, you poor thing, I'll save you. No, it's a free will construct. We are here to learn. Is it a prison planet? Is it a training planet? Is it a playground planet? It's all three, depending on where you are in yourself, what choices you make. So this is why choice is really important. It's a free will construct that we have an impact on. But if you don't realize the power that abides within you, if you haven't ever made any effort or any curiosity, and for some people it's not relevant, some people are just here to be buffeted about and that's their choice. But if you've made it your responsibility to go deeper, to find out why. For me, I was so utterly lonely and isolated in my younger years. I felt utterly cut off, and yet I knew in the depths of my being that this world should be full of love, that I should be full of love, that all the adults around me should be full of love. And I don't use that word should lightly. I don't like the word should. But there was something fundamentally that fell out of alignment. And I made it my life's mission to figure out and to find that love. And I found it. And it was in here. It wasn't out there. And I kind of knew that all along. So I didn't waste too much time looking out there. I did go and seek teachers. I did go out and find beings. I went in and sought teachers. I went in and sought knowledge. But the heart is a projector. And depending on the state of your mind, your intuition, if you want to get cosmic, your chakras, you know, your spinning centers of energy that animate this body, that feed all of the organs and make everything else work, the state of you within is much more important than a lot of people give credit for. It feels as if the modern world and the powers that were and the media are actively trying to keep you distracted, trying to keep you angry, trying to keep you surviving. And I'm not going to get conspiratorial because I don't care anymore. I don't care whether they are or not. I mean, yeah, okay, there's a good chance they are, but whatever. I can't impact that, but I can impact this. And there is nothing that can stop me from finding the power within me to become utterly fearless of that nonsense. Okay? And once you find once you find the source of life within you, once you find the truth of who you are and what you are, and you recognize that this beautiful blessing of a body, I'm not going to call it a meat suit, it's a flipping miracle. Life is a miracle. The very fact that all of this is happening, that this world is here, is an absolute miracle and a privilege to be here. We are so fortunate. You know, when I see people just getting pissed and wasting their life, it breaks my heart, because we have no idea how precious it is to be alive and in a human body with a mind and a heart and an instinct that can work the way it does. It's phenomenal, and not to be wasted, okay? Not to be wasted. Even if you're having the shittest time possible right now, just, if you have to just trust me, this life is precious. And okay, if you're having a shit time up until now, then now's the time to make it different. Now's the time to make a change, because you have the power to change what's within you. And by changing what's within you, you change what's outside of you and what's around you. By changing your inner relationship, you change your outer relationships. And this is key, because we've been led to believe that it's other. We've been led to believe that all the power exists outside of us, and we're just like helpless victims getting buffeted about in the ocean of samsara. We're not. We can choose to stop turning the wheel. Okay, so one example. I'm not having a great day. I'm out in town. Somebody who's obviously having a really bad time is rude to me, is inconsiderate, is whatever. So I've got two options. I can berate them. I can judge them. I can get angry at them, okay, which is easy. Or I can recognize that there's a reason that they're having a crap day. Maybe they've had some bad news. Maybe they've been kept up all night by their baby, their child, their partner, their mother, their father, who knows. Maybe their cars broke down. Maybe they've lost their job. Maybe they're just having a really bad time because they're in pain. It doesn't matter. Generally, happy people don't do horrible behaviors. So if somebody's being unpleasant, it's because they're suffering and they're struggling. Okay, so your berating and your judgment and your criticism, my judgment, my criticism, it's not going to help them. So I've got two choices. Do I want to generate a load of negativity that's going to disrupt me, that's going to fill me with a load of horrible shit, and then project it all at that poor person that's already having a pretty bad day? Or do I just want to recognize they're having a bad day, take a breath into myself, antidote what arises in me as negativity with an understanding that, you know, there's a reason they might be having such a terrible day, and move on and let it go. I was at a gathering not long ago, and I was still awake when the sun came up around the fire. And once the sun came up, and I could see all of the mess around this fire pit. So again, I had two choices. I can get really like self-righteous and angry at all the unaware people and all the whatever that have left all this rubbish everywhere, which doesn't really help my inner equanimity or my kindness or my generation of love and compassion. Or I can just recognize that there's rubbish here and I don't like it. I don't like looking at messy rubbish thrown out all over beautiful grassy field. So I'm going to pick it up because it's upsetting me, and that's my responsibility. I'm not going to make any stories about why it's there, about who may have put it there. It's utterly unnecessary. I don't need to go there. I don't need to fall into the duality of this and that. And I clear it up. And when I did clear it up, other people came and helped. And it was beautiful. So we have choice. We have more choices than we realize. Even when we're stuck in a situation and we think we have no choice, we still have choice over how we behave, how we think, how we feel. And this has more power than you could ever possibly imagine. So I want, if anything, from these videos, I really want you to be empowered. I want you to recognize the power you have within yourself to make a difference in this world. And you don't even have to go outside and do anything. I mean, it's nice if you do. A lot of people thought I was talking about a kind of a sit around apathy, meditate and do nothing. I'm not. I'm talking about really, really challenging and difficult work. Like being honest with yourself, being honest with myself about the content of what goes on within me. It's not easy. And a lot of us don't even want to look. So meditation, there are many layers to what meditation can do and how it helps us. And a lot of people seem to think that meditating is about being still, about stopping the flow of thoughts. And yeah, okay, that's one aspect of it. It's nice to get a bit of a break from the constant jabber that goes on. But this isn't the only reason, because you will never stop the constant jabber. Maybe if you're a meditator and you've been on it, you've been at it for like 20 or 30 years, yes, or even 10 years, your mind will be a lot quieter. The traffic of your mind will be much, much, much quieter. And also the kinds of traffic that you will have in your mind will be very different from what it used to be when you started. But one of the benefits of meditation is seeing the content of your mind. And for many of us, we will have never even realized that this much nonsense goes on within us. Okay, and this nonsense feeds our emotional body. And then our emotions feed our thoughts. And our thoughts feed our emotions. And we go round and round. And this is the wheel of samsara. And this is how we turn the wheel. And then when we turn the wheel with other people is when somebody's mean to us because they're having a really bad time. And we jump in and we get in there with them and we start making them feel worse and we start making ourselves feel worse and we turn the wheel, okay? So what my last video was suggesting you do is you stop turning the wheel, okay? Stop turning the wheel within yourself and outside of yourself and start doing the cleanup operation that is really, really overdue, especially in this Western world. Oh my Lord, we've not only got a cleanup operation, we've got 100 years of mess, hundreds of years of mess to clear up. But once we start cleaning up, it comes quickly, okay? It comes quickly. So we have 3 centers in our body. We have a gut mind that has intelligence and knowing. And I'm sure some of you sometimes have felt literally, I mean, I've only had it a handful of times in my whole life where I've been in danger and my solar plexus literally twists in fear and terror. And when that happens, you know it's to be paid attention of. And so we've got our gut, our heart and our mind. And these 3 centers work together. We've got the vagus nerve that connects them all. And there's a flow of information that flows up and down through our nervous system, through our meridian system. It's all going on. And so it's our job to keep it as clear as possible. And meditation helps. Gratitude helps. Many people commented on the last video. Thank you so much for your comments of gratitude and the reminder of gratitude. It is essential. I mean, one thing we can do that can just bring our heart and mind coherence is to generate some gratitude. And even if you're having the worst time and you've got very little to feel grateful for, you can still feel grateful for clean water, for the blue sky. Well, I don't get much blue sky here in Cymru, but for the simple things, the smile of a child, the beauty of a tree, the beauty of a bird song. If people are doing your head in, nature, turn to nature. But developing gratitude creates what they call heart-brain coherence. And this is where, obviously, the heart and the mind get in coherence. And once your mind and your heart are in coherence, the projections that come from you aren't going to be destructive. So I do have one of the polarities that I work with are life-generating and life-destroying. So you can either be having and they're both in their natural place, they are both fine. Okay, life, there's one pattern in existence. There's one pattern that's fractal throughout all of existence. And it is an arising into fullness and then a letting go back to emptiness and death. Things come into being, they go out of being. They come into being, go out of being. Somebody said I was prophesizing on my last video. I'm not prophesizing, I just watch the cycles. Life is cyclical. It's that simple. Whether it's happening now or in 100 years' time, civilizations come and they go. Life comes and they go. The only true, no one gets out of here alive, I'm afraid, in case anyone hadn't realized. Life expands and then it dies back over and over again. Every breath, every heartbeat, every day, every moon cycle, every solar yearly cycle, every life. It's the same pattern, and it happens in a fractal throughout all of existence. This is why if you make a big mess of everything, it doesn't matter. Forgive yourself and try again. Don't get lost in berating yourself and beating yourself up. Just recognize it, have remorse, see the mistakes, learn from them, and move on. Every breath is a new opportunity. Every day is a new opportunity. Okay, just start again, start again, start again. Yeah. So I think that's all I'll say for today. But thank you for the comments of the last video. It's really beautiful to know so many on board. So many are in this place of understanding and of recognizing this. And it's beautiful that people are up for doing the work, because it's not easy, but it's beautiful. And the fruit that comes is phenomenal. So find source. Realize that you have a huge impact on your reality and your world. And it's okay when we mess it up. And try again. Okay? Blessings. Thank you. And see you next time.